Hello, my wonderful friends, Megas with you. And today I want to talk about OCD and how to set yourself free from that loop that starts running in your mind that you feel like you can't get out of. And there is a way out. And when you realize that you are not your thoughts, you are just an observer. You have a brain and it works like a computer. And it's funny, people that are very intelligent deal a lot with OCD. People that are very funny, that can think of a joke right on the spot, they struggle with OCD. And the reason is because if there's something you're afraid of, and say you don't want to say it or you don't want to think it, your mind can come up with it quick. Your brain will bring it up and bring up a bunch of options. And so you will start to think, well, am I thinking that? Am I a bad person for thinking that? And you get trapped in your mind, and there's guilt and shame and all kinds of things. And you actually get stuck in your own thoughts and mind, and you get stuck in a loop, and it's a horrible, horrible thing. But there is a way out. And the first thing is realizing you are not your thoughts. You're just an observer, and your brain brings up all these possible options, all these possible things you could say and do. And especially if it's something that you don't want, if you're thinking of a fear or something like that, it will bring up all these options. And so when you realize that, it can bring you a bit of peace. I'm going to give you something to do to help pull you out of those loops. And you want to catch this as soon as you can. Be proactive with this before you get too far into it. But what I want you to do is, if you start to feel that stress and that discomfort, separate yourself, go somewhere, lie down, close your eyes, and I want you to just feel the energy in your hands. Without feeling your hands, just feel the energy in your hands. You'll feel maybe a tingling. And when you feel that, then go to your feet and your legs and feel that energy and life inside of your legs and feet and inside of your body. And now what that's going to do is that's going to start taking you out of your thoughts. And then here's what I want you to do, and this is so important. It's a counting exercise, a counting breathing exercise, and this works wonders. You're going to breathe in long, deep breaths to a count of 4, and you're going to release that breath to a count of 4. And your mind has up to 60,000 thoughts a day, and especially with the OCD mind that is just so sharp for coming up with stuff. You know what I'm talking about. You're going to want to quiet that, and the counting breathing exercise is the best I've found. So you breathe in and picture the number 1. Actually visualize it. And then your mind's going to want to move to something else, maybe back to the thoughts of the loop. And so let it move to the number 2 and visualize the number 2. And then let it move to the number 3 and the number 4. And it's making your mind happy because it's having something it can go to, and it's taking you off of the wrong thoughts. And it's also relaxing your body as you're taking in that oxygen, you're breathing in that peace, and you're breathing out that stress, and relax all the muscles in your neck and shoulders, and just start to relax. And just for a few moments, do that with just the number counting breathing exercise. And then what I want you to do is think truth. Okay, you know what the lie is. Your mind can come up with that, and but I want you to start thinking, what's the opposite of that lie? You know what it is, the specific thing you're dealing with. What is the truth behind it? You've had it happen enough that you know it's not real. It's not really going to happen. A lot of them are very irrational, and the next day you wake up and realize nothing bad happened. It was all just in my thoughts, and it's not a real threat, even though it feels like it, and you get your blood pressure up and you feeling that anxiety of it. But you start to realize it's just thoughts, and you are not your thoughts. You're just an observer. And pretty soon you'll start to relax and just be able to see them and realize what your brain's doing. And like you might be thinking, I don't want to think this thought. And so what your brain's going to do, it's going to come up with every possible option with that thought, and just be okay with that. Just stand back and say, wow, that's how my brain works. And like I said before, it's like if you're a comedian and you could come up with that quick wit right on the spot. That's what your brain is doing. And so as you start to slow it down and do the counting breathing exercises, realize what's happening, you can start turning that to more positive thoughts, coming up with the truth. And then that's what I want you to focus on, is truth. And one of the best tools I have, it's a book called Still Pools of the Mind by Winston Head. I'm going to put it here for you to see. And I would suggest you get this. Everyone I know that has read this has been helped. There's meditations in there that you can do. It kind of explains what's going on in your mind, and it gives you a way out. I've had so many people come to me after they've gone to the psychiatrist that didn't work. Now, the medication can help. I've seen it help some people and not help some people. I've had some people tell me they wouldn't have got better without the medicine. So make sure you talk to your doctor about that. But I've also had people tell me that the medicine made it worse for them. And the counseling that they're teaching with OCD right now just plain doesn't work. The medication works. The counseling that they're using, where they will subject you to your fears. And I understand what they're trying to do, because what you'll find out is that it really won't harm you. But I don't think that's the best way to go. I've seen them do it with post-traumatic stress, people that come back from the war, and they'll have them visualize the nightmare running through their mind, and so they're thinking they spend so much time with it that it desensitizes them. But my friends, if you go to a scary movie, when you go home that night, do you feel less scared? No, you feel more jumpy, more fear. It just doesn't work. I've seen it used with bathrooms. They'll tell people that are scared of germs to go in and touch the toilets. That's silly. That's going from one extreme to another extreme. No one in their right mind goes around and just touches all over the toilet lids and stuff. That's nonsense. So what we want to use is reason, good common sense, and start training our minds to come back to the highest truth. And that's what Still Pools of the Mind is going to teach you, to focus on truth. And as you're meditating on that truth, and then your mind will start coming up with different truths, and your focus is going to go somewhere else, and it really will make you feel better. So what I'd love you to do, I'm going to put in the description the name of this book, where you can get it. And then I want you to come back tonight after you do the breathing counting exercise and tell me what it did for you, and share your story. So I love you guys. If you like this book, I can feed you some more. Come back and talk to me. You can talk to me in the comments. And love you so much. See you next time.